What's going on, everyone? MikeO back with my Philly show recap. First video in a little while for me. I usually put out content pretty regularly, but been a little hectic the last few weeks. I haven't really gotten anything out, so happy to get a video out and had a blast at the Philly show. Went to the show with my dad and met up with fellow YouTubers. Met up with my buddy Ed, aka Wesker Griff, also Ray from Philly, and Andrew, known as Nuff Said Cards here on YouTube. Ran into Ty over on the Facebook groups, who also makes YouTube videos, so it was awesome hanging out with all those guys, chatting, talking about the hobby and such, and just had a great time. It was a fun show. I started off by heading over to PSA, dropping some stuff off, and then was able to browse the show, talk to some dealers, pick up a few things for the PC. You can see I'm doing this at a slightly different location today for the video because everything else is a total mess. I have a lot to catch up on, a lot of stuff to get away, a lot of mail to go through, and a lot of stuff to clean up. Big mess from the PSA order as well. But with all that being said, let's get into this little stack of cards here, and I'll show off some of the pickups. A couple vintage pickups, raw, 1971 Topps, Thurman Munson. Just an awesome card. This is a total classic, so got this and the 71 Aaron at a pretty solid price. Figured they looked overall pretty good for 71s. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of white on the corners and the edges, but overall pretty solid. Thought they'd be fun little cards to pick up and try and get slabbed and kind of see how I do. Hopefully, some 5s, maybe a 6. This card I actually just picked up cheap. It was like $1 or so. It's a Paul Bird, just IP or TTM or whatever autograph, and Ed got one of these sent in a PSA DNA submission recently, and I didn't have a Paul Bird. He was a Philly for a few years. He did make an All-Star team, so he had a nice little run during his career. So I thought that was fun. Some value box pickups. Picked up this Anthony Rendon Chrome Refractor. Obviously, one of the big free agents out there. Had a great season for the Nationals. Great playoff run. Picked up a couple Xander Bogaerts rookies. These were I think $1 a piece, so I thought they were cards that were worth picking up. Figure I'll take a look at them, see if they're potential slab candidates. Here's a Chrome. I'm guessing the surface probably isn't great on this, but I'll take a look. Let me cleaned up a little bit again. Fairly cheap. Here's a PC pickup, Jim Thome. There's the one guy I was going through his value box and need a lot of these Heritage Chrome cards. He did have some refractors as well, but they're something you don't run across a ton right now. It's a Vince Wilfork rookie card refractor out of Topps Chrome. Had an unbelievable career with New England. Francisco Lindor Heritage Chrome. Most of these were about $1 a piece. There's a Freeman refractor. Nice card. Juan Soto out of Inception. Julian Edelman. Wave out of Prism. Rob Gronkowski Topps rookie. Some random Prism insert Gronkowski. I think that's one that Ed just threw in my pile. Totally random Josh Allen, numbered to 99. Picked this one up for a couple bucks. It's Johnny Callison. It's the pop-ups, I guess, from, I want to say it's the early 60s, I believe. And this one's pretty beat up. It's creased, and it's actually a little bit separated. I think I might send this one in, try and get it slabbed, just authentic. For the Phillies slabbed kind of collection I'm doing. And there's 2 random George Bretts. I actually picked these up for Blue Jacket 66, and I was going through this value box, picking out some cards I might want for the PC, and that was about the time where Ray from Philly and Andrew, Nuff Said Cards, at the Philly show came running downstairs because the Wi-Fi is horrendous there, or the internet service. You basically have to go upstairs out by the door to get stuff. And I had actually already pulled these aside because I'm a big fan of these old school tribute. They have Richie Ashburns and some old school Phillies, Mike Schmitz in this that I already have. And I just happened to pick these up. And then they come running down and they tell me that I had actually won Blue Jacket 66's contest. I was the grand prize winner, which is a 1960 Mickey Mantle card graded a PSA 10, and I was in shock. So I think Andrew and Ray were like, "Yo, why aren't you more excited?" And I was just like confused and definitely not expecting them to come down and say that you won this. Well, I'd already put these on my pile, and then it just made me feel like, well, I better find a whole lot more George Bretts to make up for that. So shout out to Dave. Appreciate that. We got a tribute Mike Schmidt here. These older tribute cards, which I want to say this one's from, 2011? So I guess you can consider a 9-year-old card older. They're awesome looking. It's just a random canvas collection. Rob Gronkowski. There's a nice Halliday from Topps Chrome. And love the cracked ice atomic refractors. I'm not usually a huge relic collector, but I've been getting a little more into them lately, especially when we can get them at good prices. And I thought this museum collection card was just pretty awesome looking. You have Cliff Lee, Cole Hamels, Ryan Howard, and Chase Utley with some amazing can't even speak, amazing looking patch pieces. So thought that was pretty sweet to pick up. I think this was like $10 or $15. Picked up a couple of Harper slabs for the heck of it. You can get Harper stuff at a pretty decent price right now. So this is first Bowman Chrome, Gem 10. And then I did not have this one. It's the first Bowman International Parallel. So another one I didn't have. Grab that one. Guy had a whole bunch of stuff half off. Here's a light blue parallel from Bowman. It's numbered to $4.99. This Bowman card from 2019 Bowman was actually the first pack-pulled Bryce Harper that was available in a Phillies uniform. Grabbed this one for $15. This is the Topps Clear Parallel. They're numbered to 10. And this card is definitely an error of sorts. I'm guessing it's not corrected. And I don't know if it's based on them rushing production or what. But he was in Series 2. And as you can see, got the Washington Nationals logo. Says outfielder Washington Nationals. And he's clearly in a Philadelphia Phillies uniform. But I thought that was a neat little pickup. The Topps Clear are really tough. I've only actually pulled one of these ever since they've been making them, so that's a pretty neat one there. Couldn't pass that up for a price like $15. This is a pickup my dad made. He was at the show with me, and it's the 2019 Topps Update Bryce Harper patch auto. It's called Topps Reverence. They did these in Series 1, 2, and Update. They have nice little patch pieces. Obviously Harper's face is covered. Got to decide if we're going to take this out of the holder and put it in a mag, or maybe just a thick top loader, or leave it like this. A lot of times I leave the sealed ones like that, but not really in love with the fact that it's covering his eyes. But these are really nice cards, and there's some big names and there's some lower names, but if there's a player or team you collect that's not super sought after in the hobby, if you can pick one of these up, they are super sweet. And I got the idea to kind of look into this card originally, and I'd been watching these on eBay and had not been able to win one yet to this point. But Sevens, Michael Wilkie, I know he picked up a Guerrero like this a couple months ago, and he was showing it off, and it was just an awesome looking card. We got a random Mike Schmidt pickup, 1989 KB Mike Schmidt. Superstars of Baseball. Got this at a $4 slab box. Guy had some different Schmidts, and this was one I needed. He also had a bunch of other kind of older players and guys like Canseco and stuff. Some cheap slabs available, and sometimes they're neat to pick up for the PC. So I picked that one up. And then also picked up a 78 Kellogg's Mike Schmidt in a PSA Mint 9. This was like $7, so thought that was pretty fair price when you consider the cost of getting things slabbed. No point to go out and buy the raw card and get it slabbed if you're likely to get a 9. So that's a neat one there for the Phillies collection. And then my final pickup is actually just a random pickup from Topps Museum Collection. I want to say this is probably from 2011. It features Shane Victorino and Hunter Pence. Hunter Pence spent 2 half seasons with the Phillies, but the jumbo bat pieces, jumbo lumber, I guess they call it. It's numbered 2 of 5 here on the left-hand side. Shane Victorino was a member of the 2008 World Champions. Hunter Pence was a member of the team that won the most games in franchise history. But it's not something you see every day. There are issues with the card. It's not really showing up on camera, but there's a little bit of creasing and stuff. So the guy won it like 15 or 20 and got it for 10. And to me, it's just something you don't see that often, and I think it's something unique for the Phillies collection. So pick that up. So I thought overall I had some nice pickups for the PC. Was definitely happy to add some of this stuff. Just different things. And that's what, when I'm at shows, that's kind of what I look for oftentimes. Like something like this. When I see slabbed ones, they're a little pricey. This one's really beat up, but I'm okay with that for that type of card. And you like to find some bargains, but I also like to find cards that you don't see every day on eBay. Like I haven't ever run across this card, things like that. So I'm happy with my pickups, and I had a blast meeting up with everyone. I just look forward to the next Philly show. Unfortunately, it's not till I think late February, but I'm also, you go to something like a big card show like that, and you kind of start thinking ahead to the National, which is obviously a ways away, but hey, before you know it, late July, early August will be here, and the National will be here, and this kind of gets me excited again to even get more into card videos and stuff. Not that I'm not into them, it hasn't been my focus lately. So I will have a jumbo mail day coming up for stuff that's been coming in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'll have that coming out in the next few days, most likely Tuesday. And I appreciate everyone watching. Comment below, let me know what you think of the pickups, anything that kind of stood out to you, and I'll talk to you next time. Have a great one.